Welcome. I'm Renee Devereaux with the Club for Creative Expression. I'm really happy to have you join us. And please join me in welcoming Joe Panich, our, marriage and family therapist and grief specialist. Welcome, Joe. Thank you for joining me again. Today, I asked you to come because we are going to be speaking about the holidays and how they bring up so many issues, so much stuff for all of us. And I want to encourage people to seek other avenues of enjoying the holidays. If they're away from families or, whatever your issue may be, the holidays always seem to bring up our emotional states, and they make them sometimes make us uncomfortable. So I know that Joe has a lot to say about grief and about the emotions that do come up. I also work as a therapist, but she has a different take on your approach, isn't that?
Well, I think that the holiday season is difficult for many people. You don't have to be a griever.
Right.
You have expectations of having this perfect holiday celebration and meal with friends or family.
Yes.
And that alone causes tremendous stress, stress. And then if you're grieving and you're feeling isolated and very sad, depressed, anxious, it just really compounds the whole situation.
It does, it does. And so, like I say, the holidays are challenging times in so many ways. And you're right, the expectation that it should look like that postcard or that, and it doesn't. And then all those presents, that we got used to at one point in our lives, and somehow maybe they're not forthcoming. So there's that disappointment.
Or money. Money to buy the presents. And because we've put an emphasis on the gifts. Instead of the spirit behind each holiday. So I do have a list of holidays. Worldwide holidays. But, I'll discuss, since we mentioned that, Hanukkah is a holiday celebrated by Jewish people.
Correct.
And it often falls right during Christmas, or it could fall before or after, because it goes with the Hebrew calendar. So it's different than our calendar. And when I was growing up, I know we lit our Hanukkah candles. For 8 nights, you light a candle each night, which is in celebration of having survived the onslaught of the Greeks and the Syrians in the 2nd century BC. So we'd light the candles. Our big holiday, though, was Christmas, even though we were Jewish. Because my grandmother had converted to Judaism, but she was allowed to have Christmas. But at Hanukkah, I never remember having gotten a gift, ever. 25 years later, when I had my children, I learned that I was supposed to give them a little gift on each night of Hanukkah, like a toothbrush or a hairbrush, or maybe things to tie their hair back.
Just something simple.
Something simple. $5. Well, no, that would have been a lot of money then. So $1. But today, Hanukkah has become, in and of itself, it's a minor Jewish holiday. But it's become a major thing, I think, to quell the anxiety of those people who don't celebrate Christmas, who are Jewish, and feel that they have to have something that's equal to Christmas. And especially for their children, to excite them about something in their own religion. And so now it's 8 nights of expensive gifts.
You see, and so the original reason gets lost.
Absolutely.
It's like Christmas. The original reason, is a nativity. Well, that gets dismissed. It's all about the presents.
Yes.
It's all about the gifts and indulgences.
Right.
So, it seems to me that every culture or in just about every religion, the basic cause or the basic reason for the holiday is often lost, is dismissed.
Yes.
And a lot of cultures don't have, our traditional, the United States or the American holidays. It's like, for instance, I was born in Central America, so to me, Thanksgiving was an unknown. But oh
Right.
my gosh, yes, but when I came here, I quickly adapted. Well, for one thing, I had so much to be grateful for. And it became something wonderful, so like I say, I quickly adapted. And consequently, I would say that, for Jewish people, oh heck, adopt. Adopt Christmas, why not?
Right. And it's not just Jewish people who do it, studying around the world holidays, and this one is not during December. The Muslim holiday of Ramadan, even that has the big meals and gift giving to some extent. And there is one where there is Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa is such an interesting holiday. That was started as an African American celebration of life. That's what it was about. And it was the African American response to the commercialism of Christmas. That's how that came about.
That's how it came about. And so what do they do to celebrate that now?
They have a ritual to welcome first harvest to the home, which is very much like a little bit of Thanksgiving, where we have that same thing. We are celebrating the first harvest
Right, the
that
abundance.
we had here. Yes.
Right.
And again, there could be gift giving. It culminates in gift giving and a feast. So everything is gift giving and a feast. Some of the other holidays, I just have to mention some of them because it was fascinating.
To me, it's the celebration and the feast. I think that's a wonderful aspect. Now, where does the gift giving enter? It's like, where did that come in? Because then it just seems that human nature, we go overboard.
Yes.
Instead of a simple thing, it becomes a huge thing, and then it's just out of proportion. Where originally it was just a simple little gesture, you see, of generosity or abundance. It's like, I'm grateful that I have so much. I want to share it with you.
Right, but I think as a parent, bringing up children, you want them to enjoy their holidays and to honor their holidays. And the children are all very often left out of Christmas as far as a religious holiday goes. They don't know what it means. And why aren't they getting gifts like everyone else? And it's a have to have. I have to have what you have.
Yes.
So I'll make my holiday bigger just to match it.
I guess maybe that's it. It's competition, isn't it?
I think so, as everything else is here. So I have all these holidays here, and I just want to share a few of them with you. I have so many. I had that one in Spain, but it disappeared. Where is it? Here it is, Constitution Day, which is December 6th. And it's a national holiday there. So if you're from Spain, you might be celebrating that this month.
And just what is their Constitution, they're celebrating their...
Yes.
Okay.
And then we have December 7th, Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day, which is definitely something to remember. And we don't have to have a feast, and we don't have gifts.
Right.
And that's good. There's Bodhi Day is a Buddhist holiday this month, in December. On December 8th, we have Pretend to be a Time Traveler Day.
Oh my gosh.
December 9th, we have National Pastry Day. I want you all to write that up. Go out and buy your donuts. I love that one. It's amazing. Every day there's a holiday. Here's a National Lemon Cupcake Day. That's on December 15th, I'm sorry. Then there are some serious ones. South Africa has a Day of Reconciliation. on December 16th. We have National Chocolate Covered Anything Day on the 17th.
I really like that one.
Right. As well as we have two holidays to celebrate that day. We have to start our morning with National Maple Syrup Day. So we have to have pancakes, syrup.
That is just...
There's Arabic Language Day, National French Fried Shrimp Day. These are amazing. Then we get into, the serious days. There's Humbug Day. There's National Ugly Christmas Sweater Day. And I imagine that came about in response to all those office parties where you had to come, or home parties, where come with your ugly sweater day. So they've given us a specific day to do that. Here's one, a National Homeless Persons Remembrance Day on December 21st. And I think that's timed so well. I don't know about you, but I've gotten so many pleas for food, gifts for the homeless.
Yes.
And money and whatever. And
I get all kinds of phone calls.
Yeah, so I'm really pleased to see that we have this day. I don't think we had to have this day. Well, we could have. I'm sure that there were homeless people 50 years ago.
There always been.
Always.
It's just that not as many as now.
Not like what we're facing in the cities now.
Exactly.
It's true.
Exactly.
It's true. We have December solstice on December 22nd, which is the longest. No, the shortest day.
Shortest day of the year.
Longest is in June. Right. There's a Taiwanese Danzi festival. So we have Hanukkah, we have Christmas, of course. We also have, on December 24th, if you want to celebrate this, you can. If you're North Korean, it's the birth date of Kim Jong-suk. Okay. So we have Christmas Day, which is celebrated religiously by most Christians.
They are.
And culturally by many non-Christians.
Right. Well, it really is. It's like a world holiday.
It is.
I feel. And I know that, so many countries do a very special traditional celebration. And this is one of the things that I wanted to mention, to do something special, something memorable, so that you can recreate, your life. If your loved ones are no longer with you, or there's been separations or whatever, to do something that is memorable and perhaps visit a foreign country and celebrate. I know I did that for myself.
Oh, really?
Many years ago. I went to Spain, and I don't travel very often or very much, but when I do, I like to do it in a big way. So for me, it was 6 weeks in Spain, and I also spent Christmas there. And in Madrid, what they do is that have this wonderful tradition that you count. Oh no, actually, that's a New Year's celebration where you're counting down the minutes and you're eating grapes
Per minute. 1 grape per minute.
Exactly, exactly. And so it is so incredible. I mean, so festive. And most of my travels have been alone because I enjoy traveling alone. And what I love about it so much is that you're never really alone, and people see you and they instantly adopt you. Everybody's so happy at the time of the year, so that you're instantly one of them. So at any rate, it's just one of those tips that, if the holidays bring up, feelings of anxiety, that you do something really special. My next trip, I don't know exactly when it will be, but I want to spend Christmas in Vienna.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
It really would be, in Austria. I saw a documentary not too long ago, somebody doing a special about Christmas in Vienna, and oh my gosh, I thought, I want to be there.
Yes.
So at some point I will.
City of music, it's wonderful in history.
Exactly. So I think that's a healing aspect for those people that may feel some anxiety or whatever discomfort around the holidays. What's your experience, or what are your suggestions, Jo?
For how to escape
or
those feelings of aloneness?
Yes, because Like I say, we all have the feelings.
Right.
How we deal with them is our choice.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
And so
true.
That's one of mine.
Right.
You know, do something extraordinary.
Yeah.
So that instead of going into the melancholy, I have a superb memory about that particular holiday. You know, it stands out. It's something I'll never forget as long as I live. You know.
But then no other holiday seems to match up to that. So your expectations of what the holiday should be can't be met. So I wonder if that brings you a sadness.
Not really.
Oh, okay.
Not really. To me, it was like, wow, I did that and I lived that. So now here I am. But it's my choice.
Right.
I could do that again. I could be there.
Right.
If I had, you know, if I chose to. And no, so I don't do that to
So
myself.
it's the memory of it that
It's
brings
the memory
you joy.
of it that brings me joy because,
Okay.
oh my gosh, it was so heartwarming, so incredible for me. And I'll never forget it. So it makes me emotional now even to think about it.
Right.
You know? But it doesn't make me sad that I'm not doing it in this moment. It was an experience, an extraordinary experience, and I will keep on creating something for myself that is extraordinary. you
Right.
see.
So what if we went through the holidays and we didn't always put on a happy face? You know, because we're not feeling, part of us
Exactly.
is not feeling happy.
Exactly.
And whether it's because we've moved to California and the family lives somewhere else, like in
Michigan.
Alaska, Michigan, wherever it is, and we have those thoughts of childhood celebrations
Right.
and happy family meetings. Or you've recently or in the past at some point lost someone very important to you who's
even-
died.
Or perhaps this is your first Christmas alone without your partner.
Yes, yes.
Uh-huh.
Okay, something
Yes,
like that.
please.
Or it could be your first Christmas that you're sitting in a wheelchair and you can't get out of your wheelchair. And that's a loss. You say, well, last year I was able to do this, this, and that. I'm going to be depressed now because I can't do anything. Or here are some great ideas
Yes,
for surviving the holidays. Accept that there's no formula for eliminating the pain you may feel. So don't try to brush it away. A lot of people do that. I'm just going to put it aside. Accept that you may not be able to do it all this holiday season, and let go of the shoulds and the have-tos and do some thinking of what you can do in a lesser way. Know that it's okay to say, no, I can't this year. I can't make the turkey. I can't put on the full dinner. I'm too upset that my spouse isn't here with me or my partner isn't here with me. Give yourself permission to express the feelings.
And that's it exactly. You see, it's the expression of the feeling, to acknowledge. You don't
Right.
have to stay there,
Right.
you know, but you can acknowledge it. Know that, yes, things are different now, and you have an option. You
Right.
can go down, or you can reach out and do something different, do something, reach out for a friend, create something new.
Right. But I've tried that a few times. I think I told you about this. That coming from New York, everybody celebrated Christmas, everybody celebrated Hanukkah. It didn't matter what religion you were. But here, I got the feeling that no one thought that there was anything but Christmas or Easter. And even the checkers in the supermarkets would say, well, Happy Easter, or oh, Merry Christmas. And I would look at them. I just tried this out. And I would say, I don't celebrate that holiday. You know, I'm Jewish. I became defensive. Okay. Now I just say, I don't celebrate that holiday. And I do that once in a while. And their mouths, their jaws just drop. Absolutely drop. They think that everyone celebrates those holidays.
Correct, correct.
Now, if you're Muslim, you're not celebrating those holidays. And if you come from, I don't know, Zimbabwe, you may not celebrate any of those
Correct.
holidays.
Correct.
And there's just a feeling out there that everybody's like me, and everybody believes in what I believe in, and they celebrate the way I celebrate.
Exactly. And that's where, again, doing something extraordinary and really becoming familiar with the different cultures and the different customs is important. It's our education that matters here, so that we can appreciate that others aren't exactly like us.
Right, so you could have had a teaching moment, your first Thanksgiving here, and everybody would say to you, Happy Thanksgiving. And you could say, I have never celebrated Thanksgiving. I'm from South America. And we don't celebrate it there. And that's a teaching experience.
And it was, and I did say that, but you know, it didn't stop me from eating the pumpkin pie.
Well, of course not. Of course not. We have to have the food.
Exactly. So like I say, I quickly adapted.
Right.
Because I love celebrations. So it's like, oh, you know, they do something wonderful in Zimbabwe and we're going to do it now. I'm going to take it on. Well, I'll take it on.
Well, it says here, find positive ways to comfort yourself. Take a walk in nature. Curl up next to the fireplace with a book. Listen to music you enjoy. And most importantly, make contact with friends.
And that, I think, is key.
And doing something for someone else. And that's why people love to, for Thanksgiving and Christmas meals, go to the missions.
Correct.
And help prepare and serve food to other people who aren't as fortunate.
I used to belong to a choir, and we used to, you know, go sing Christmas carols in different, different locations, and that was a lot of fun.
Wow, that is great. Decorate a special wreath or ornament in memory of the person who you're missing, or the people who you're missing. Make a donation to a favorite charity in a person's honor, a person who you're missing. Create a book of pictures or memorabilia about the person that you're missing, or who you were 3 years ago before you were in that car accident or something, and share that with a neighbor. Share it with a friend, share it with a family member. Bring it out that you had this in your life, and you had this person, and they existed, and things happened.
Yeah, so much of the time it seems that we keep quiet about our accomplishments, and we only focus on our, maybe our failures or our whatever has happened.
Being tough on ourselves.
Exactly, and to me, it's always, such a wonderful discovery when I find that somebody has written books or has written screenplays or, done something really, a real accomplishment. And gosh, it's like, who knew? Who knew?
They're very humble, humble people.
Yes, well, the thing is that we forget.
Right.
We forget, and I think it's important to revive the memory. And it's not about, grieving. It's about knowing who we've been, who we are truly, and that, that spirit is there.
Yes.
And consequently, that spirit never ages. Right. It never dies.
Yes, and for all the people in our lives, they're still always with us. And here's one I really like. Decorate and hang a cutout star in your home with your hopes and dreams for the future. Thinking about tomorrow is part of your healing.
There you go. And that is
so
lovely.
Yeah, I really like that. And then we have a Bill of Rights for grievers. Because I'm a grief specialist, here I am. Say time out anytime you need to. Tell it like it is. When people ask how you are, tell them how you are. Tell them you're low, you're sad.
Right.
Not just what others want to hear. Have a bah humbug day. In other words, you want to stay in bed December 20th, you can. The whole day.
Absolutely.
Turn on the TV. Watch reruns.
Give yourself permission.
Yes.
To do whatever.
Right, and be where you want to be for the holiday. Do things differently. If you've just lost someone dear to you in the past year, try very hard to do something differently this holiday. whether it's starting your day off at the beach, if it's a sunny day, we're lucky, we live here, collecting shells, seashells or something different.
Correct.
Have fun, definitely put some
Absolutely.
fun in there. Do things at different times than you always used to do it. So if you opened up your gifts Christmas Eve, you might say, let's wait till Christmas Day, or let's even wait till the 26th. Why not? So just
Right.
do things differently. Give
Differently.
your permission. You cannot do the same thing without the people who were so important with you. It's got to be different.
Exactly, exactly. So it's about recreating,
Yeah.
recreating options for yourself so that you don't go into the grief or into the sadness of the situation, but to somehow, stay connected, stay alive, stay feeling good. And the bottom line, as I have this quote that I dearly love, is don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened.
Oh, I love
Isn't that wonderful?
That's
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah, because we've all had lives that have been contributing to others, and we've done remarkable things.
Yes.
And so, things change. So why not keep on?
Absolutely.
Yeah, remembering. So
So-
what else did you have for us?
Oh, I had some of these little sayings that I love, these affirmations. Here's one that says, beautiful picture of snow-capped mountains and trees, and it says, nature is cheaper than therapy. It's also cheaper than going to the store and buying gifts for people. Whoever said the diamonds are a girl's best friend never owned a dog. So I'm sure many of you have dogs or cats.
Oh my gosh.
And you know what company they can be for you.
Uh-huh.
It's
It's remarkable. It's
Yeah.
been proven. It's been proven how healing having an animal can be.
right, unconditional love. So remember this though, if you are depressed, you're living in the past. If you're anxious, you're living in the future. And if you're just at peace, you're living in the present.
And there's that saying that goes, what is it? Life is a gift. That's why it's called the present.
Yes, that's wonderful.
Living in the present time.
That's wonderful.
Right. And so I think that we've pretty well covered it. Please do feel free to connect with either Joe or myself through the holidays if you feel that you need a little support or a lot of support. We are here to assist. So thank you so much for tuning in, and happy holidays, and have a wonderful, wonderful new year. 2020 is right here upon us.
Yes.